Who is Martin Luther? Let's find out. Martin Luther was a devout Catholic priest and theologian who held a doctorate in theology from the University of Wittenberg, where he served as chair of theology and focused on biblical studies. Over time, Luther developed a profound disillusionment with the Catholic Church because of doctrines he considered unbiblical, as well as corruption within the Church. The final straw was the sale of indulgences, which allowed one to pay their way out of the unbiblical doctrine of purgatory. Luther rejected the authority of the Pope and asserted that the Bible, and not the Pope, was the ultimate authority. Now, here's the important part. Martin Luther wasn't the only one who felt that the Church required reformation. There was already a growing air of discontent within the Catholic Church's priesthood and laity. On October 31st of 1517, Martin Luther attached a document known as the 95 Theses to the door of the Castle Church in Wittenberg, Germany. The 95 Theses contained a list of 95 elements of Catholic Church doctrine that Luther found objectionable. The Theses also questioned the authority of the Pope and promoted faith in Scripture as the path to salvation. This one action fueled the ongoing Protestant Reformation and ignited the creation of the Protestant Church. Luther wasn't interested in being a rebel. He intended to have a scholarly debate. However, once the 95 Theses circulated among the people, it was on, and Luther was informally coronated as the father of the Protestant Church. Pope Leo X was incensed and condemned Luther's actions, branding him as a heretic. Luther responded by concluding that the Pope was the Antichrist, who was trying to destroy the Church. Sadly, Luther was excommunicated from the Church by Pope Leo after refusing to recant his criticism of the Church. He was forced to go into hiding, disguised as Knight George. Emperor Charles V declared Luther an outlaw, making it legal for anyone to kill him without consequence.
By the authority vested in me, we cast you out from the communion of the faithful.
Ultimately, Martin Luther wanted to translate the Bible into what's known as the lingua franca, the language of the day. Still, the Church insisted that the Latin Vulgate remain the official canon, ensuring that only those with higher education could read and understand it. Nonetheless, Luther wanted people to be able to read the Bible for themselves in whatever language they spoke. By 1965, the Vatican was moving toward eliminating the Latin Vulgate, and by 1970, most Catholic Church services were held in the modern language of the day. So there it is. Martin Luther was a former Catholic priest who became the father of the Protestant Church and saved Christianity. His 95 Theses pointed out the Catholic Church's unbiblical practices and, along with the Bible, served as the foundation of the Protestant Church. At its current growth rate, the Protestant Church membership will surpass that of the Catholic Church by 2050.